This is the spaghetti that I grew up eating. It's my mom's recipe. She had it about 95%. My dad got hold of it, and as Emerald would say, BAM! He kicked it up a notch. So in his honor, I am naming this Ron Spaghetti Sauce. And the garlic bread on the top is my brother's concoction, so I'm calling that Todd's Cheesy Garlic Bread. These are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. 2 pounds of hamburger, 2 pounds of Italian sausage, 60 ounces of tomato sauce, 30 ounces of crushed tomatoes. I'm going to crush those by hand. 12 ounces tomato paste, 12 to 18 ounces of tomato juice, a large brown onion, a large green pepper, mushrooms, a tablespoon and a half of the garlic, and then a tablespoon each of oregano, basil, and sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, black pepper to taste, and I'm currently out of crushed red pepper flakes, but I'm going to go get some, and I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Into the pan go all the tomato products. Sauce, and crushed tomatoes, so clean hands obviously. Crush these guys and drop them in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of that tomato juice in here to get the last of my tomato puree out. And I'm going to put the last of the tomato juice in. Into the tomatoes go the ingredients, the seasoning, tablespoon of sugar, tablespoon of oregano, tablespoon of basil, crushed black pepper to taste, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 of garlic. I'm going to chop up the mushroom, green pepper, and the brown onion. These mushrooms are a little on the large side, so I'm going to cut them in half, and then I'm going to cut them pretty fine. I like my vegetables kind of finely cut. You can chop your vegetables to any size you want. Here's my mushrooms, and there's my onion and green pepper. Okay, I'm going to sweat these vegetables down a little bit. I don't really want them to brown, so I'm going to do it over low heat. I'm going to start off with the green peppers because they take a little longer, and then I'll add the onion on top. Okay, so the green peppers have been simmering for just, or sweating out for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to add the onion to it. Sweat this as well. I'm going to take about 1/3 of the sausage, and I'm going to cut the casing and strip it out and add it to the hamburger while I'm browning it. The other 2/3 of the sausage I am going to cut into meatball sized chunks. Brown those and add them straight to the pot when they're done browning. So I've just started browning my meat, and I'm going to take my sausage, my 3 pieces of sausage that I stripped the case off, and I'm just going to work this into the meat. I'm going to brown it all together. So now that these have been sweating for about 12 minutes or so, I didn't want them brown. I let them go a little bit too far, but they're now translucent and the green peppers are soft, and I'm going to dump this whole kit and caboodle right into the sauce. I'm going to sweat my mushrooms down for a little bit, get some of the liquid out of them. Again, I don't want these brown, I just want them to get a little soft before I put them into the spaghetti. Okay, my meat's been brown, and I've drained most of the fat, or all the fat out of it. I'm going to put that right into our pot. mushrooms have been sweated. I'm going to put those in. I'm going to take my sausage meatballs and I'm going to start browning those in the back here. So I've browned up the sausage meatballs and I've taken all the grease out of them. I'm going to add that right to our pot. I can tell right off the bat that I need some more liquid, so I'm going to add this second can of tomato juice. We started this project this morning at 10 o'clock and we're going to let it, it's now pretty close to noon, we're going to let it simmer until about 6 o'clock. And as the liquid simmers off, I'll just keep adding water to keep this consistency pretty much. I may even add just a little bit more water to it. Okay, it's now 3 o'clock and this has been simmering for about 3 hours. You can see kind of what it looks like, and that's looking pretty good to me. Honestly, I just tasted it and it needs a little salt, a little bit more salt, and it needs a little bit more oregano. So I'm just going to add a little bit of a shake, a little more garlic. So I'm going to add another, like, I don't know, tablespoon of garlic, or teaspoon of garlic. And then the crushed red pepper that I mentioned earlier, this is an optional item. If you like it, you can have it or put it in, and if you don't, you can leave it out. I don't put a whole lot in there because I don't want, this is not chili. But I do want to give it just a little bit of a zing to it. So that should be enough. For Todd's cheesy bread, I'm going to start off with a nice loaf of French bread and cut it into slices. And then I'm going to toast the bottom a little bit under the broiler, and I'll flip them over and add the topping. And I'm going to make the topping. I've got half a stick of butter here. I only have 6 pieces of bread. And I've got half a stick. I don't know if it's all going to go on there. I'm going to end up mixing a large amount of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And sorry, I don't have the exact measurements. And I'm going to put in a good portion of garlic to go on top of the bread. This is probably too much to do those 6, but we'll see. Okay, so I have my French bread lightly toasted on one side, and now I'm going to add this mixture to the top of it, and then I'm going to put it under the broiler. Spread a little bit of this on each one. You can see there's quite a bit of cheese in there, and that's the idea. It's almost like a 50-50 mixture of butter and cheese with some garlic in there. I personally love angel hair pasta or thin spaghetti, so that's what I'm going to use. It's now 6 o'clock at night. It's been simmering for about 6 hours. And this is about the consistency that I'm looking for. There we go. It's perfect. And this batch will feed 12 to 15 adults easily, and if you stretch it with a salad, you can probably get up to 20 adults. So my angel hair pasta is done. I'm going to put that on a plate. And when it comes to spaghetti, I am all about the sauce. This sauce ruined me as a kid, and I never order sauce from a restaurant because it's never this good. I'm going to put some pasta, some sauce on there, and then I'm going to put a little bit of parsley, and I'm going to put some freshly ground Parmesan cheese on it. This is the finished spaghetti, Ron's spaghetti, and Todd's cheesy garlic bread. And with dinner tonight, I'm going to be serving a nice side salad, garden salad. And for dessert, I am serving a piece of Edie's chocolate cake, which is going to be delicious, and it's also on my channel if you take a look. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.